Attack on Titan, or Shingeki no Kyojin, The Advancing Giant, is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Hajime Isayama. It is set in a world where humanity lives within territories surrounded by three enormous walls that protect them from gigantic man-eating humanoids referred to as Titans. The manga has been serialized in Kodansha Spasatsu Shonen magazine since September 2009, and collected into 31 tankobon volumes as of April 2020. Ren Yeager lives with Mikasa Ackerman and best friend Armin Arler in the town of Shiganshina, adjacent to Wall Maria, outermost of three circular walls, protecting humanity from man-eating titans, said to have killed all other humans 100 years prior. When Shiganshina and Wall Maria are breached by the colossal and armored titans, invading titans force humanity to retreat behind wall rows. After a titan devours his mother and his father disappears, a vengeful Ren enlists in the military along with Mikasa and Armin. Sasha Braus. She was part of the 104th Trainees Squad, and serves as a comic relief to the otherwise gloomy, despairing setting of the series. A compulsive food hoarder with an overly polite way of speech, Sasha originates from the Dopper village, a southern district of Wall Rose, a scarcely populated hunting village from the mountains of which others are surprised it still exists. She is one of the new recruits that came in together with Ren and Mikasa. Sasha joins the Survey Corps despite being terrified of titans. She is best friend with Connie Springer. Personality: Sasha was a friendly girl who tends to use formal speech, even when conversing amongst other trainees, to hide her country accent she had back in her village. She was a simple-minded and eccentric girl. She also had the urge to eat a lot. This is due to her being raised in the South, where animals became scarce. She was also known as Potato Girl, after the potato incident. Ymir is a mysterious character. She is usually seen with Historia Rice, formerly known by her false name Crystallens, who is her love interest. She inherited the power of the Jaw Titan from Marcel Galliard. Ymir was named after Ymir Fritz, by a scammer to present her as a member of the Fritz family, to an Albion cult. Ymir was actually a fraud, as she had no royal blood and she was just a homeless Albion girl taken from the streets by a scammer. Ymir was initially a selfish, cynical, exploitative, confrontational, argumentative and uncooperative girl. She very often criticized people for being untrue to themselves, as when she berated Sasha Braus. However, sometime later she reveals a kinder side, especially towards Krista. By her own admission, Ymir's greatest fear was actually dying. But she eventually accepts this destiny when she chooses to return with Rainer and Bertolt to their homeland, so they wouldn't leave empty-handed. Having failed to deliver both Ren and Historia, Rainer and Bertolt received an ultimatum by the Marley government, but Ymir paid with her life. Rainer Brawn is a major character of Attack on Titan. He is an Eldian of the Marley warriors who grew up in Liberio's internment zone. He is also a graduate of the 104th Trainees Squad and a former member of the Survey Corps. He ranked second in the class, and was regarded by others as a charismatic and a reliable big brother-like figure. He is rarely seen without Bertolt Hoover, his close childhood friend, both of whom originate from Liberio. Along with Bertolt and Annie Lenhart, he infiltrated the walls in Paradis and along with other fellow warriors. He is a person that possesses the ability to transform into a titan. Historia Rice, originally introduced as Crystallens, is one of the main protagonists of the anime manga series Attack on Titan, though she is not seen much in the first season. Initially introduced as a kind girl who likes helping others, she is eventually revealed to be the illegitimate and youngest child of the nobleman Rod Rice and the last remaining member of the Rice royal family. She is one of the two primary protagonists of the Uprising arc, along with Levi Ackerman. Ren Yeager regains his role as the protagonist in the succeeding arc. Personality. After Kenny killed her mother and attempt to kill her when she's still a child due her noble status, Rod Rice, her father, intercepted their efforts by offering an alternative arrangement that if she were to disappear from the Rice household, assume a new name and identity before enlisting as a soldier, that would mean they would not need to kill her. The soldiers agreed with this, and Rod Rice then gave her the new name and identity of Crystallense. As Crystallense, she is a very useful and kind person, who enjoys helping other people. She is highly charismatic, often making people see her as a goddess. She also seems to be somewhat shy and doesn't know how to react in certain situations. Mikasa Ackerman is the one of the two deuteragonists of the anime manga series Attack on Titan, alongside Armin Arlert. She is the mutual childhood friend of Ren and Armin. Mikasa hides her emotions but cares deeply for Ren, never hesitating to cry with tears of joy or despair depending on what happens to him. She shares an unbreakable bond with Ren following the events in their past, and his mother requesting that she protect him made her even more overly protective of him than she was beforehand. She is the top-ranked graduate of her class. Mikasa is very fit and has chin-length black hair. Originally, she wore her hair long, but when Ren told her to cut it, since it would be a hindrance during training, she did so. Her height is average, and she has black, calm-looking eyes. She is always normally seen wearing the uniform of the Survey Corps, as well as a red scarf, which was given to her by Ren when they met after he saved her, as it was considered important to Mikasa. During Mikasa's childhood, Mikasa appeared to be a cheerful and outgoing little girl. From an early age, Mikasa was aware of the harshness of nature, witnessing the manner in which predators would hunt and kill weaker prey. However, her innocence allowed her to push these thoughts to the back of her mind, and she continued to live happily with her parents. This illusory peace was shattered when a band of criminals brutally murdered her parents before her eyes in a failed kidnapping attempt on herself and her mother. To save herself and her rescuer, Ren Yeager, Mikasa managed to abandon all inhibition and hesitation, allowing her to kill one of her assailants. Following this traumatic event, Mikasa would gain a generally cynical outlook on life and accept the world as a cruel place where only those who are strong are able to survive. Ren Yeager is the main protagonist. He is a young boy from Shiganshina district, the southernmost town of Walmaria, the outer wall of Paratus. He is also the adoptive younger brother of Mikasa Ackerman and the childhood friend of Armin Arlert. The trio both joined the military with him 2 years after having their town annihilated by the Titans. He holds a personal vendetta against all Titans and his goal is to wipe them all off the face of the earth. He is ranked 5th in his class. After a near-death experience, he discovers that he possesses the mysterious ability to transform into a Titan, inherited from his father, Glisha Yeager. This leads multiple groups to vie for him, viewing him as the key to humanity's fate. Ren is the current holder of the Attack Titan and the founding Titan's power. While he serves as the main focus character of the story, he also shared his main role with Reiner and Ymir during the first half of the Clash of the Titans arc, and he was not the central character during the Uprising arc, as the story focused on Levi and Historia's perspectives and lives. In the penultimate arc of the series, the Marley arc, Ren changed and serves as a major antagonist of the story, while Reiner Braun acts as the main protagonist. Commander Erwin Smith was a major supporting character. He was the 13th commander of the Survey Corps. He was noted for his brilliant and resourceful mind, having created new tactics that greatly reduced losses during operations. However, he had the capacity to be exceptionally ruthless in pursuit of the goal to protect humanity. Personality. Erwin was a serious and calculating man who's seeing and planning far for the future. While he trusts his men, He is the first to realize that there is a spy interfering with the scouting legion and arranged for her capture. He is an eloquent speaker, able to sway many people, such as the war tribunal held to judge Ren and the trainees choosing recruitment branches to join. Erwin was very grim. He accepts all news, good or bad, mockery or praise, with the same attitude because he knows his objectives and will follow through with them. He shares this unique stoic quality with men such as Head Administrator Pixes, Squad Leader Ian Dietrich and Generalissimo Dallas Zackley. Levi Ackerman is one of the main protagonists. He is a captain in the Survey Corps, rumored to be the strongest soldier alive. He has a harsh and unsocial personality, but is well regarded by his subordinates and he cares about their lives. Appearance: Levi has straight black hair. He has a pair of sharp blue eyes that look intimidating. Although his body is rather short, his body is well trained. His face always looks not interested in anything, but he keeps many things in his mind. Personality: Levi is known to be a clean freak man, as he tends to want stuff to be spotlessly clean. Moreover, he is often blunt and unapproachable and he has a strong respect for structure and discipline. This makes him uneasy to be around. However, Levi is still a kind individual who risks his life to save others and serve Paradis to protect the Eldians within the walls from all enemies.